Problem is it's going to take me 45 minutes to find the frickin' parts. So what I might do is hold this job off till tomorrow. This was the job I wanted to do first because I knew it was going to be the biggest job, but I'm going to finish up the IACV valve maintenance, and then from there I'll get back to this. Because I want to put something back together today. I don't want to take anything more apart, but it seems like one of those things, once you start diving into it, oh, well, while I'm in here, I might as well do this, and this. I was going to pull the breather, crankcase breather off and give it a clean out, but I think I'm going to wait till the fall maintenance. I don't want to be down more than 4 days. This is day 3. I really want the bike back together and running tomorrow, so just to see if the maintenance I did helped. I'm going to have to go get some spark plugs. Pretty sure, because my testing on the spark plugs revealed that they're still good. They're all 4 plugs are still good. Obviously, they're all still firing, but they're corroded. They're not the best looking. So yeah, I think that's probably where my rough running has come from. And if it's none of those things, if I change the plugs and the bike's still running rough, well, my plugs told me, for example, that my injectors, it was burning off the fuel, so the injectors weren't running rich, sending in too much fuel. So that's good. I know my injectors are doing that. But it was also told me one cylinder was a little bit on the lean side, so that could be one of the injectors being slightly clogged and starved of fuel, ever so slightly. I mean, reading plugs again is like a Yoda guru thing that you have to learn how to do. Then the next thing from that was the bike's probably going to be a bike that's hard. Some bikes are just hard on spark plugs. This bike, if there were new spark plugs put into it, it was only 8,000 kilometers ago, and I don't know what kind of, every other motorcycle I've ever had, the spark plugs have always lasted the duration of the life of the bike, except for one bike was, 2 bikes I had that were really hard on spark plugs until I got the right plug for them. Maybe this bike requires a hotter plug, maybe it doesn't, maybe it does, I don't know. I don't want to mess around with that. I'll stick with stock until I get to know the bike. Obviously, depending on how you ride, I'm sure if you're riding really hot with a sport bike, meaning a lot of throttle, it's probably not only going to be hard on your injectors, but it's probably going to be hard on your spark plugs too. But I don't want to get too much in the spark plug thing. So, once again, I'll test them. I'll test each injector. I'll see what the spray pattern is going to come out to. I will clean them from both ends this way, make the adapter, blow it out this way, blow it out this way. Maybe use a pipe cleaner just to kind of clean up the connectors. Also, too, the connectors in the bike, cover them up with something while you're doing the maintenance. Any holes or anything like that, you should cover up while you're doing maintenance. Like I say, there'll be a grasshopper on the other side of the lawn, and somehow he's going to end up inside your engine. I don't know how that works like that, but sometimes it just works like that. I know I'm going on a little bit long. I'm sure this bike, this will be like a part 1, part 2. You're going to have to follow the series just kind of like day by day. So I know there's going to be some cliffhangers where the video, my camera cuts off at 11 minutes, and then you got to wait. But for me to splice everything together, I've already got last year's footage that I'm trying to get out. I still got like 50 or 60 videos from last year to upload. I just don't have time to edit them all, so you're just going to have to part 1, part 2, part 3. I know it's not very professional, but particularly if you have a Triumph TT600, this is the channel you're going to want to follow for the next little bit. And anything I do to the bike. I mean, I don't know how long I'm going to have this bike or what the future of this bike. It might become a track bike at some point. It's always wise to have 2 motorcycles, so when you're working on one, you can still ride the other. But the problem is when you have one motorcycle, it forces you to get the darn job done, because then you can go out and ride, and you don't procrastinate as much, and that's my biggest problem. But anyway, this is the fuel rail, this is the injectors. I would recommend you pull out one at a time, replace it back to where it goes each time you're finished with one. Do it that way you're not losing parts, but more importantly, you're just putting things back to where you are. Just give them a dry wipe down first. Don't use any contact cleaners on the actual contacts unless it's specific for, and this is for everything on the bike, or even cars or whatever. Don't use anything that's not specific for electronics, because that might actually cause you more problems than not. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that, because the tractor's coming in, and all you're going to hear is a big diesel engine. All right, there we go.